That's another boundary off Stark. That's his figures here, 7 deliveries, 17 runs. Double figures already for Duckett.
I was actually just thinking to myself, better for Cummins to be bowling at that end with this brand new ball. It was Cummins that changed things up in the first innings. With the sun out like it is today, Mitchell Starc obviously relies on swing. There's not going to be any swing there, then he can leak runs like is happening right now. Cummins hitting the deck in the first innings was the change-up. He got some seam, he got some extra...
Wow, is that pad first? Is that pad first? That's exactly how he got him out of Headingley. Did he trap it? Carey wants a word with his skipper. Stark's not convinced. Bat or pad? Stark's not convinced. He's going back. No review.
I think they're saying for this first, it was that full straight one we're talking about, just trying to target that front pad. Almost off the middle of that bat. Closed the face down. And in fact, it was right off the middle. You see, if you just have a closer look at that, the reason the bat face closed down, he actually hit his toe with the inside edge of his bat. Hit his toe on his deliveries, then he has to that fuller length.
There's that drive over gully, goes away for 4. Stark 2 overs for 22. England 25 for none.
One that Crawley flashed over the gully. I think with Mitchell Starc though bowling to Zach Crawley, they're better off having that gully man 3/4 of the way back to the boundary, because he does go, so the angle going across him, he goes so hard at the ball.
That's going to be 4. That's straight and that's right into his hitting area. Very good from Duckett.
Well, that's another example of what I'm talking about with to that guy. You can't have a deep point and then bowl straight. 4 boundaries now, Duckett. 1 through mid-on, 1 through mid-wicket, and 2 through that region there, square leg, where they don't have protection deep. That's a better line. But still that single. This momentum build and get away from Australia too quickly. These second innings runs are so vital. Crucial that Australia are able to try and build some pressure. He was the turning point for Australia in the first innings with the ball. Really took the bit between his teeth. He'd had some criticism in Manchester, and he responded how he'd expect an Australian captain to respond. His pace was good. He bowled over 90 miles an hour. That's nice. That's a nice line. Just trying to get him to feel for that ball just outside his the line of that right eye of his. Lunges onto the front foot, pushes hard at the ball.
That's good. That's where Ricky Ponting have been.
But they've also got a deep point.
And he gets it straight between the 2 of them. And that will go away for 4.
So that's now 5 boundaries for Duckett. All leg side. And they've not had one man out there.
I think Ricky Ponting is just about to explode on commentary if you're listening.
Sometimes when teams do get off to flies, you've got to take the scoreboard out of it. Nothing changes. Just because they've got off to a good start, nothing should change. The body language should be up. The intensity's got to be up.
Nicely played. That is really nicely played. He opened the face. He knew exactly what he was doing there.
And that's why this man is so hard to bowl to. You don't have to be far off either side, and he gets his runs. One beautiful on drive so far. But that's not a bad delivery. He just waits hits it laid up on top of the bounce, uses the pace, also knows where the field is. It's high quality batting.
Because he's getting these opportunities and he's not pushing on. Whereas Brendan McCullum chatting to Zach Crawley might be, okay, what was your thought process prior to that wicket? And if everything sort of ticks all the boxes as to how they want to develop him as a player and how he wants to develop as a player, then it's a pretty easy, okay, keep on going kind of conversation.
Short ball, top edge, one bounce, 4. But a sign that Duckett will take the short ball on. 50 partnership up between these two players. At the back of the box, though, both Ricky Ponting, Mark Taylor saying go short to Duckett. He'll try and take it on. But he's clout to that short ball ploy quickly.
Well, we know he's not the type of player to literally duck it. He's not going to sway out of the way. A lot
of pressure now on Pat Cummins. He's bowling well. He's looked the most likely of the Australian bowlers because he's hit that more on that better length and more consistent line. And he's now in his 6th over though.
Still bounce in this pitch as we saw in the previous ball. It's good carry. As close as you can get to Australian conditions, this pitch, in terms of the bounce. And that's what surprised a lot of us as to why they weren't able to score runs in the first session when Australia was batting, considering it was conditions very similar to what they faced back home.
Labuschagne. Oh, he creates opportunities. Marnus Labuschagne. I suspect Duckett would have made it, but he's very quick, Marnus Labuschagne, getting to the ball and getting rid of it.
Good early call from Duckett. They also got Marnus on the other end. Reached comfortably. Also yesterday, when Steven Smith had that controversial run-out decision, also his effort to get in at that stage. Really good dive put in by him as well, trying to save his wicket. We see Duckett doing that today. The last thing you want to do is get run out in a test match.
There you go, England certainly surged ahead. They didn't predict that. Oh, that'll race away. Smith's going to try, but he's not going to get there. That's the beauty of what these two have done, Duckett and Crawley. They've now got the field that they want. No one down there at third man. It's nothing more than a defensive shot that races away. They can be a little bit more circumspect now against Pat Cummins because they've done some damage against this new ball.
That's quite well played there by Zach Crawley. Didn't push at it, waited for the ball to come to him, played it on its merit. That's why you saw as soon as it hit the pad, took the edge but fell right in front of him before it went onto the boundary. We saw in Manchester he was sometimes going too hard at it, but here he's toned it down a lot this morning.
No run. Now 65% now, the win predictor says for England, and about right, I suspect. That obviously will change should Australia take some wickets, and this is generally what has happened, that Crawley and Duckett and the early order players have got away, and then Australia have found a way. It's 57 to England at the start of the day, so it's getting better all the time. Wickets will change that, obviously. Bit of an inside edge, but they should get 2, and they will. Good running, good cricket. Oh, and again, has he got in this time? Mitchell Starc thinks so. David Warner at first slip hasn't moved. He hasn't heard anything. Now, Alex Carey was fairly confident. They're going to review this. As I said, David Warner hasn't heard a thing at slip, and Cameron Green, who's on as a sub fielder, he hasn't either.
Third umpire to director. We have a player review for caught behind. Original decision is not out. It's a fair delivery. Front on spin vision, please. Okay, ball is very close to the bat. Can we have ultra edge, please? Kumar waiting for ultra edge. Keep it going, please. Keep it going. Okay, come back, come back. Yeah, freeze it here. There's a clear spike when the ball is next to the bat. Thank you. I'll go back to Kumar on field.
Well, it's an excellent review from Pat Cummins and a much-needed wicket for Australia. As I said, there was confusion out there. Carey heard something. Mitchell Starc heard something, but Warner at slip heard nothing. Obviously, the umpire heard nothing. But in the end, it was a clear edge. Nice bit of swing. It's full. Straight away, Carey was confident. It's a much-needed wicket, as I said, for Australia. Duckett goes. 42.